Uh, Good morning, friends. Uh, Myself, Manoj Kumar Chitade, Assistant Professor, uh, Hira Sugar Institute of Technology, Nidasoshi. In this session, we people are going to discuss about the kinds of our testers. In the previous class, we people have gone through the heuristic approach, that is a heuristic evaluation, as well as a cognitive walkthrough. Today, we people are going to discuss about think aloud evaluation and the remaining tests here. In think aloud evaluation, a user performs a specific tasks while thinking aloud, and these comments are recorded and analyzed here. In think aloud evaluation, the user performs the specific task while thinking out loud. The objective here is to involve the user to talk continuously, about the system, why the fellow is performing these tasks, how easy to use that a particular task, what are the problems that particular fellow is facing. All these comments are recorded, so that we people are trying to capture one's thought here. And subtle points are the subtle points are not missed when analysis occurs here. The advantages associated with this kind, that is a think aloud evaluation. This particular evaluation utilizes actual representative tasks here, as well as they provide insights into the user's reasoning. That is why the end user does these things. That should and must be obtained. The disadvantages. These may be distracting and unnatural for participants. Unnatural for a participant, can slow down participants' thought processes while using the system. They simply involved with that particular system. Can be exhausting for a participant also. The guidelines. We need to develop several core or a representative task scenarios, or a scenario of a proposed tasks of a particular concern. And this think aloud evaluation testing process, or that session should and must be limited to 60 to 90 minutes here. The next one, we have a usability testing. A usability test simply evaluates an interface here under the real world circumstances or controlled conditions. Specific tasks are performed by the user, and we people are measuring the performance taken here. That is a measure of a performance taken, and the results are compared with previously defined results or performance goals here. Even the evaluator simply gathers some sort of a data that are related to problems here. That is the problems are identified, and the data that is associated with those problems should and must be collected here. Most of the time, whenever the end user is performing a certain task, they may face some sort of a difficulty or get some sort of a confusion, or they receive certain errors while performing these tasks. All these points should and must be noted here. And suppose if you are using that, if you allow the user to think aloud what he or she is doing, on that case even you people are able to understand one's thought about the system also. Okay, suppose if these interfaces or if our system doesn't meet the usability guidelines or objectives, that is design objectives, on that case we need to redesign that interface or a system here. That is redesigning is necessary on that case here. The advantages that are associated with this kind of testing, that usability test utilizes an actual work of an environment. Okay, you need to implement the system in a working environment, and tasks are performed in an actual work setting. Maybe you can use some laboratory or a controlled setting, and these tests simply identify a series or recurring problems, okay, avoiding low priority items here. The disadvantages, most of the time a high cost for establishing a facility, as we discussed. In a controlled condition or a real world environment, we people are performing this usability test. For that purpose you need to establish a laboratory or a controlled condition, so that we people are able to perform this testing here. Okay, that is the cost that is associated with establishing this facility is a very high one. Even it requires a test conductor with a user interface expertise. Usability test also emphasizes first time, that emphasizes on a first time or a early system use. Collecting a literal data that concern with the use of a system by experienced system users here, and these tests are very poor in detecting the problems with consistency. They are poorly suited for detecting inconsistent problems here. Here performance and process measures. Performance data that focuses on how well a user can do their task, that is a completion rates, a completion time, how fastly they complete the tasks, within how much time they are able to complete that task, within a given period, how many tasks they are able to perform, and the error rates also. The process data that comprised of measures about what users are doing during the task completion. And we people are very much interested in a participant's self-report. Maybe you can use some think aloud method here, so that you will get some sort of information about the system from the participants, observation of a participant behavior, eye movement tracking, as well as a hand coordination if necessary. The next one, we have a classic experiments. Here objective comparison of two or more prototype identical in all aspects except for one design issue. If you look at particular interfaces, either it may be a graphical system or a web system, we people are getting the multiple solutions, alternative design solutions. When two or more alternative design solutions are available or exist on that case, we people are very much interested to select one of the design solution that fits properly into the situation here. Here we people are interested in when we have this alternative solution, we interested in either of which may appear possible. For that purpose, we people are conducting these classical experiments, okay, so that we can compare them directly. Okay, for that purpose, we need to create two or more prototypes. They are identical in all aspects except for the design issues here. Speed, accuracy accuracy, as well as user preferences are collected here. The advantages, the objective measures of performance are obtained, and the subjective measures of user satisfaction may be obtained here. And thereby we permit the better informed selection of the best alternative here. The disadvantages that are associated with it, that requires a rigorously controlled experiment to conduct the evaluation. Okay. We need a experiment conductor must have a expertise in setting up and running and analyzing the data collected. Even that requires the creation of multiple prototypes. If you look at the guidelines for this conducting the classic experiments, state a clear and testable hypothesis. For example, you people are just trying to select the best screen. On that case, you should and must know the screen background color will affect the screen readability or not. Specify a small number of independent variable to be manipulated. For example, select 5 screen background colors here. That for example, that when we people design one interface, we need to go through this all the factors step by step here. Carefully choose the measurements. These measurements are here. Hello. Okay. Here carefully choose the measurements. For example, the screen reading time as well as how many errors we people are getting while reading that content, okay, over that particular screen here. Judicially select study participants and carefully or randomly assign them to groups here. That is reading speeds and trying to equalize mean speed for the groups here. Control for biasing factors We need to ensure that the same monitor is used for all experimental session. Collect the data in a controlled environment. That is, conduct this test within the laboratory. Okay, that is a usability or a controlled environment here. Apply a statistic method to data analysis. After the once that evaluation overs, you need to collect the data, and based on the data collection, you should and must apply some sort of a statistics on that data, so that we people are trying to identify the problems, as well as we people are trying to resolve those problems that led to the conducting this particular experiment. For example, based on the number of the results you people are getting, or the report that you people got from these the n number of people, those who use that particular interface, based on that statistic information, we people are able to select the best screen background color for the system here. The next one, that is a focus group. Okay, that discussion with the users about interface design, prototypes, or tasks here. Here a small group we people are creating, and that consists the knowledgeable users and a moderator, they simply combine together here, so that they are able to discuss about the interface design prototypes, as well as these proposed design tasks here. Okay, that discussion is a loosely structured one, and they are mainly focused on specific topics here. The advantages that are associated with it, that is it's a useful to get some sort of the initial thoughts, or the trying out ideas about the interfaces. Okay, that this particular the focus group, that this particular testing method is useful to get some sort of information about the initial user thoughts about the interfaces, as well as you can try out some sort of different ideas also. Easy to set up and easy to set up and run. A low cost that is associated with this type of testing. Disadvantages, they require some experienced moderator. They require a experienced moderator. Not useful. This testing is not useful for establishing how people really work, what kinds of a usability problem people may face. The guidelines when it comes to performing this focus group, group size should and must be restricted to 8 to 12 here. The individual session should consume no more than 90 to 120 minutes here. That is the individual session. These people should and must be they should and must involve in that discussion, not more than 90 to 120 minutes. A recording of the session, maybe you can use some sort of videos or audio capturing mechanism for a analysis purpose. Okay. That recording can also be played for the entire design team again. That is, you people are playing that record in front of the design team. Okay, that simply provides some sort of a insight into a user need for all the developers here. When it comes to choosing the testing method, some people suggest that the combination of or a pair of a cognitive walkthrough and a think aloud evaluation. In case of the cognitive walkthrough, the developer simply go through those interfaces, perform the testing evaluation. He tries to identify the problem that are associated with it, and he identifies the certain problems that are a serious one, and they fix them at that particular stage. That is during the designs, during the early design. And when the function prototype is available, the remaining problems can be identified by using a think aloud evaluation. Or in certain cases, it's better to create some sort of a simulator. That is you need to create some simulator that behaves like they simply simulate the behavior of the end users or a people. Okay, and whatever the usability test we people are performing are not necessary to use the end users. Okay, you can use a simulator that simply provides input to the system, because that simulator is simply behaving like a end users here. Most of the time, when it comes to defining the right testing method, each testing has some sort of advantages as well as disadvantages. It has a strength as well as its weaknesses. They are able to identify certain problems when it comes to evaluating these systems. They identify certain problems that are associated with it. And most of the time, when it comes to testing, we people need to use the combination of some of these testing mechanism, or you can use a combination of all these testing mechanisms, so that you can come up with you can come up with identifying the problems in all the areas and try to solve them, and you can come up with a good product here. Okay. And that testing process should and must start early, as early as possible, that is in the or during the design process, and it should and must continue through the development phases also. Okay. Here we conclude this particular course, that is a user interface design. Try to prepare well for your final examinations. Go through the contents, that is a textbook. Please refer the textbook here. Don't go with some sort of notes or online material. Try to go with the textbook properly, and try to prepare your own notes. Okay. Thank you one and all.